Hi, I'm Elahiny Portillo and welcome back to the Spartan Times. On today's episode, we have Mark explaining the importance on voting for our next Senate.
Hey everyone, it's Mark Lopez. Senate elections are coming this fall and a few senior Spartans are going to have the opportunity to vote for the first time. Many of you may not think voting for your senator is a big deal. Well, I'm here to tell you it is. It may not be the most interesting topic to talk about, but it can change your life for better or worse. Voting for a senator can affect the whole country, and it's your duty as a citizen to vote for the candidate that best represents what you believe. These men and women will pass laws and bills that can affect your everyday life that range from things like healthcare, gun control, and taxes. You may not feel as if though your life is affected by these things now, but it will affect you in the future. That is why you should take action now and start looking for the candidate that best suits your belief system. My birthday is in October, and I know I will be there at the ballots casting my vote. Now that you know voting can be important, you may want more information on the election candidates. We have our very own Beto O'Rourke from El Paso. He affiliates with the Democratic Party and has gained national attention for not accepting any campaign money from big corporations or companies. He wants more jobs for Texans, universal healthcare, and does not support a wall on the Mexican border. Beto is running against Ted Cruz, your other candidate, a longtime member of the Republican Party. Cruz has lots of support in Texas since he's been our senator since 2013. He wants to repeal Obamacare and is a big supporter of the Second Amendment. He also wants to help the people by proposing bills that can help our economy here in Texas. These candidates are going to be in a close race this election year. A recent poll done by the Quinnipiac University shows that Beto O'Rourke has 44% of the people, only 3% less than Ted Cruz. We'll have to wait and see this November to get the results for the election. So don't forget to get more information on each candidate and be ready for the polls this November. Thank you for watching, everybody. I'm Mark Lopez.
Thank you, Mark. Spartans, make sure to vote in November. But for now, summer's coming up, so make sure to wear some sunscreen.
Oh no. No. Oh.
Do you know it's important to take care of your skin, especially during summertime?
Who's saying that?
Me, Dominique Barraza. And today, I will give you some tips on how to keep your skin protected from sun rays. Skin cancer is the most common form of cancer here in the US. Studies have shown that the excessive sun exposure raises the risk of melanoma, the deadliest form of disease. Applying sunscreen before going out is highly recommended. Just make sure to apply it 15 or 30 minutes before going outside. It's preferable that you use a sunscreen with a higher SPF. Now, I know, a lot of us would like that beach-looking type of skin, but it's better for you to use sunless tanning products. Another thing you should consider is the type of clothing you're wearing. Start with the hat. Those harmful rays will reach your scalp. Once you get back inside, it's recommended for you to take a cold shower. This will help your skin to cool down.
Okay, but what do you do if you're like this already?
Don't worry. Once you have gone out of the shower, you can make your own homemade creams. For example, you can put a wet cloth in the yogurt mixture and apply it to the burnt areas for 15 or 20 minutes. Repeat this process every 2 or 4 hours. Another remedy could be by pouring cold water through a strainer that contains oats and collect the water in a bowl. Discard the oats and absorb the solution with a cloth. Take the cloth to apply the solution to a sunburn every 2 or 4 hours. Hope these tips were useful for you.
They actually work.
This is Dominique Barraza reporting for Spartan Times.
Remember, Spartans, if you're going to be out in the sun, wear some sunscreen. Speaking of summer, this next story, we have a lot of interesting movies for you to put on your list.
Let's be honest here. Being a teenager is hard. You're expected to act like an adult, and yet you're treated like a child. The world around us begins to change as we make that transition from childhood into adulthood.
When you're a kid, you think the universe revolves around you.
Hence their ageless ambiguity, as if they're daring you to desire them.
Does it not bother you that everybody in this school thinks that you're a piranha?
Take a risk. Stop playing it so safe. Maybe.
To be our own men.
I don't quite know what I am yet. I've tried flipping coins, listening exclusively to French crooners. I've even had a brief ad phase, but nothing stuck.
During this transition, many teens may end up feeling alone despite the fact that everyone is going through rather similar situations.
I want you to be
A brain, a beauty, a jock, a rebel, and a recluse.
These last few years, it's almost like I can feel you holding your breath.
I've cut off Heather Chandler's head, and Heather Duke's head is sprouted back in its place.
In all our lives, there's a fall from innocence.
Every generation has gone through this during their teenage years, and all of them have used movies to aid them with a difficult time in their lives. So let's talk about some coming-of-age movies that could help anyone feeling this way. Despite the fact that these movies came out from 1983 to 1988, these are some amazing coming-of-age movies because teenagers nowadays still go through a lot of similar situations that these characters are going through, finding out who they are, who they want to be, running away, making new friends, losing friends, and learning new things about themselves and the world around them.
Are we going to prom or to hell?
It happened in the summer of 1959.
Before this day is over, they'll break the rules.
Man, I consider you guys my friends. I'm not wrong, am I?
Now these titles may sound a little more familiar, as these movies came out from 2012 to 2018, and you've probably seen most of them. Well, these are also coming-of-age movies, and the characters in these films go through a lot of things that actual teenagers go through. Like finding yourself, accepting who you are, dealing with mental illnesses, and crossing that line of innocence into adulthood.
I have to find my way back home.
I'm done living in a world where I don't get to be who I am. I deserve a great love story.
I wish I could hand in this excuse now.
Please may Oliver be excused from class. His tiny heart is broken.
B-minus, ladies and gentlemen, I am below average! Below average!
Nature has cunning ways of finding our weakest spot.
Everyone gets a miracle. My miracle is Margot Ross Spiegelman.
Well, those are just a few examples of the millions of coming-of-age movies that there is out there. And it just goes to show that even if society changes and the world changes, a lot of the things that teenagers go through stay relatively the same.
That was interesting. I'll definitely be checking them out. Another fun activity you can do this summer is thrift shopping. Luckily, we have Tatiana giving us a guide on how to have fun with it.
Hello Spartans, this is Tatiana Terry reporting for Spartan Times, and for this episode I will be showing you the ins and outs of thrifting. So there are really no rules to thrifting, but if I could give you any advice, it would be to keep your mind open to any types of clothes, despite how strange they might appear at first, because they might actually work really well with some articles of clothing that you already have. My second advice is to start on one side of the racks and work and guide your way around to all the rest of the racks, and to have no method in mind. The objective is to basically be brainless. You want to have no thoughts, no preconceived notions, no judgment. You just let your mind do its thing. Maybe be like, oh, this will look good with that, and this will look good with this. My third piece of advice is to bring headphones, because I could tell you the sound of hangers sliding against the racks is quite agitating, and it also really allows you to kind of just zone out and imagine what clothes would look like together. My fourth advice is to plan on going to different places on one day to see what they have. The thing with thrifting is you may not always find what you're looking for, but it's like a treasure hunt. Sometimes you find the treasure, sometimes you don't, but that's the art and beauty of thrifting. That's all I have for today, Spartans. This is Tatiana Terry reporting for Spartan Times. Now back to the studio.
Thank you, Tatiana. I will definitely be using your guide. Well, that is all for today, Spartans. I'm Elahiny Portillo, and this has been the Spartan Times. Bye!